It's been one of the roughest times for graduating college students to try to land a job, and I know a lot of kids have come home to their parents. Laura Dodd, the author of Dig This Gig, has tips for parents to help those grown kids find their dream job and maybe get out of the house. Hi, Laura.
Hello.
So nice to see you.
Thank you for having me.
I think this is a great book, a great idea. How did you decide to write this?
You know, this is the book I wish I had had when I graduated from school not too long ago. It's this very exciting period graduating from school, but it's also paralyzing because all of the options are out there and you don't know what job titles actually mean.
And it's good that you've written this book because the times are very different than anything I've seen in decades.
There are growing industries like healthcare and green and social entrepreneurship that are just exploding. And these are a collection of profiles of 20-somethings working real jobs all across the country.
And like you said, in fields that maybe we as parents haven't even thought of, but our kids may really have passion about.
Oh, definitely.
One of the tips you say for parents is empathize with uncertainty. Some of us are not great at empathizing. We're like, get out and get that job. So what should we be doing?
Well, try to remember what it was like when you were a 20-something. It's a huge world, and there's so many possibilities. And maybe entertain the idea of, with your 20-something, of not necessarily jumping at the first job offer, which I know sounds crazy, but better to think about it, take a deep breath, maybe even go on some additional job interviews, and then make a decision. Because there's nothing worse than being 6 months in and being miserable. No one wins.
Well, that's true. And then you say encourage follow-up with business contacts.
Absolutely. I wouldn't have gotten half the interviews in this book without follow-up. If someone gives you a business card, that is an open invitation to email them or call them. Do not just, stick it in a drawer.
And a lot of 20-somethings forget to do that.
Absolutely. I mean, I try to make a note of where I met the person and maybe even something off topic, like they like soccer. We met at a soccer game or something like that.
Right. Find a way to connect. And
Sure.
You guys know the social network more than we do. Do role-playing, you say.
Yeah, this is kind of a fun one. You can be silly with it. So, take your 20-something and play the role of the interviewer and then swap.
Now, what if they don't want, because sometimes they don't want to do it with the parent.
Sure.
Like, no, I'm not doing that with you.
Well, gently insist.
Okay. Or do it with someone else.
Or do it with someone else.
Adult.
And then if you get a laugh, you can be extreme. What not to do in an interview, like bite your nails or play with your hair. And then if you get a laugh, you've struck a chord and you've made your point.
Okay. And you say help with a reality check.
Definitely. I mean, you're not going to get every job. That's just the way that is. It's just the way it's going to be. So if they know that going in, it's better you'll bounce back faster, and then you'll go on and move on to the next job.
So when they come home and they get a reject, that happens.
Oh, absolutely. And it's very demoralizing. So, give a moment to understand and say, all right, what do we got? What's up next?
What are we doing next, right? You say don't judge a job solely by its salary.
Right. This is a big one because your friends are going to make more money than you. It's just the way it's going to be. There are some very lucrative jobs, but the money will come. I really, really believe that if you find something you enjoy doing, the money will come eventually. So try not to be too discouraged that you're not making as much as your buddies.
What do you think is the biggest tip that you've learned from doing this book that you didn't do when you got out of school, that you wish you'd known?
Sure. I wish I had known all of the options out there. And this is just a glimpse, a snapshot into all of these growing industries, genetic counselors. There's so many, and I just wish I had started the conversation sooner, honestly.
Right, and there are great stories of mentors in this book, too. When does the book come out?
The book comes out March 29th, and you can pre-order it now on Amazon.com, and it'll be available in stores in about 2 weeks.
You know what, Laura Dodd? I'm probably going to buy a few of these for some folks that I know. Thank you so much for being here today. That's really